You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, wasn't going to do another Browns follow-up this quick, but I saw the good old QB tracker pop up and was like, turned my head sideways and was like, is this a typo? Surely this is a typo. I don't know if it's a typo or not, but if it is accurate, holy shit. Can you end a QB battle after today? I don't know. But wow. I got to think this may end up, I don't know. Shedeur Sanders, 8 of 14, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Deshaun Watson, 11 of 17, 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. What? 6 touchdowns and 1 pick. All right. Dylan Gabriel, 1 of 3, 1 interception. Good God. And Taylor Green, nothing of nothing equals nothing. Watson and Shedeur are the only quarterbacks that got 11 on 11 drills. Tony Grossi.
I think he looks really good so far. The key to me will be how he reacts to pass rush when we get to that point. But there's no pass rush now. I think he's moving extremely well with his legs, and he's throwing the ball extremely well. Just threw a touchdown pass to a tight end. Right now, he looks the best out there. There's no doubt.
Okay. That's the general. That's Grossi. He looks the best out there. Again, no pass rush. Ari Mevrov on Deshaun Watson.
I think Cleveland, with what ends up happening, if Watson actually comes back from the torn Achilles, from all the off the field, on the field, all the stuff he's had to becoming the starting quarterback in a contract year, what if Deshaun Watson plays well all of a sudden? And he's in a contract year, and he's a free agent next year. What does Cleveland do then? I find that storyline
another fully guaranteed contract.
Right? I mean, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, this is what players shine in contract years, right? I mean, could you imagine that, man? That's like crazy. I mean, imagine he goes through a situation where he's god awful for the first 4 years of this fully guaranteed contract, comes back from a torn Achilles, has a new head coach in Todd Monken who he gels with, which, by the way, to this point, it sounds like those two are gelling, and then he balls out. I mean, what happens in that situation? I mean, I think that is in the realm of possibility, okay? And I think Deshaun is going to win that quarterback competition, and my prediction right now is he's going to be named starting quarterback first of all these quarterbacks of the year, of all these competitions. So be
Okay. Another person saying Watson's winning this job. So, Watson, OTA today. Let's go. That looked like a little pass to Jerry Jeudy there. I am not playing this 3-minute clip. No way. Mary Kay Cabot, Watson to Isaiah Bond for a touchdown. Right there. That's a contested catch. That was a good catch. That's interesting. By the way, a lot of comments on these pro Deshaun Watson videos, as you can imagine. So, let's not just do that. Let's be fair. Shedeur Sanders, of course, also Shedeur Sanders up next in a late game situation. Let's go. That's pretty good. Pretty good pass right there. Look at finds Taylor Wallace. Now, Grossi on Shedeur.
As far as Shedeur, are you seeing improvement in his game?
Yeah, I am. I not to be too technical, but I think he's delivering the ball a little quicker, a little more accurate, and hanging in the pocket, a little longer. I think those are some teaching points that they're trying to get through to him, and he's responding to that. You can't judge everything on what we're seeing yet, but he definitely looks better than last year. I mean, he was the Taylor Green of a year ago, getting very few reps, and that clearly has changed.
Okay. So Shedeur looks better. Delivering the ball quicker. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Now, let's go down here because Travis Switzer talked about Shedeur's progress. He's the offensive coordinator.
I'll only speak to what I've seen. I mean, I wasn't here last year. I'll only speak to what I've seen over the last couple of weeks, and his progress has been impressive. Just his ability to move through progressions, his feet are getting more urgent, and he's ready to throw when he needs to more consistently. We can continue to grow there, but his progress has been impressive.
That's a good sign. Okay, so two different people there. That's a good sign for Shedeur. He's getting more urgent, getting his feet right, getting the ball out quicker. It's all things he needed to work on badly. So I would say that's probably good news in all of this. Now, what is going to happen here? Shedeur getting picked off. Every time I see a batted or tipped ball for an interception, all I can think about is Alex Smith's first 6 or 7 years in the league. He threw a ton of interceptions, and they were on tipped batted balls that would get picked off. It was crazy. And then eventually, after he got with Harbaugh, Smith turned into a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio guy. Okay, so Shedeur again. Gage Larvin is who that pass went to. A lot of these are Daniel Olafusi. We got 92.3 The Fan in there. Mary Kay Cabot was in there. Emmett over at ESPN Cleveland that had Grossi. Cameron Justice also and some of the same ones for these Deshaun clips. By the way, quick note, Brendan Sorsby he got denied his request for eligibility to play college football. Now, he's going to try to get an injunction. It's likely that's going to get denied. And then here's the timeline. This is Albert Breer from today. The NC2A informed Sorsby's legal team it will not negotiate a settlement to get Sorsby back on the field. Getting an injunction would mean Sorsby could play while the case is in court. But to land it, the lawyers will have to prove likelihood he'll win the case. And the rules around NC2A athletes and gambling are pretty black and white here. If the court denies the injunction, I'd expect Sorsby to enter the NFL supplemental draft ahead of the league's June 22nd deadline to apply. The NFL has given Sorsby a camp window of July 5th to the 12th to work out for teams should he enter the supplemental draft. The expectation is he'll have a pro day in Dallas and perhaps a couple of private workouts for teams. It goes down here to mention the Steelers and the Colts. It's two particular teams that could take a swing. Now, my question would be, the Steelers took Drew Aller, and word has it Will Howard looks like the number 2 guy there. Mason Rudolph is there. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers is a starter. So where the hell would you put Sorsby exactly? Who you getting rid of? I mean, Mason Rudolph is probably, I think he ends up getting traded. But I still think the Browns are going to take a hard look. When you look at their QB roster, if the Steelers are looking and the Colts are looking, why wouldn't the Browns look? I still think the Vikings are an interesting team here for Sorsby. But I wanted to throw that in here because I think the Browns are going to take a hard look at this. I don't care what the insiders are saying. I think they're going to keep that real quiet. We'll find out when we get around to the pro day who attends, et cetera, and we'll know a lot more. Again, projected top 10 pick in next year's draft. So he's going to get some interest. Now, will the NFL suspend him for gambling? They could. They could suspend him for like a year. You know? Now, maybe a team like the Steelers are anticipating that. Right? So, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.